Morning, good morning, or afternoon, I should say. This is the first uh, a sacred pause at noon. I promised that I was going to be going live more regularly, and so this is the first time that I am doing this at noon. So I have a format. I go live now on multiple streams. So I'm on Facebook and YouTube, and I'm going to add TikTok. I was hoping to be able to do them all together from the same app, but right now I can't. So I am going to add TikTok very soon. But I wanted to let you all know that I am committed to going live regularly so we can have discussions about the peri and postmenopause journey. I'm committed to doing that. However, I think that I caught some type of virus. And so my plan was to be on live about 30 minutes, but it may be shorter because I'm running a fever and I keep coughing and I don't want to make your ears feel bad. So I'm here because I committed to doing it, but I won't be staying long today. And once I add TikTok to the live stream, I will continue with my message for today, which is going to be very brief so I can go get some rest and drink plenty of fluids. So I'm getting ready to add them to the live. And then I'll start the discussion. Okay. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to anybody that's coming into the live. Thank you for joining today. Good afternoon. Oh, okay. I had so many plans for today, just for the live, but because I'm not feeling well, I wasn't able to do anything that I had planned. Afternoon. Good afternoon. I was already on Facebook and YouTube. So I was talking about how I have committed to going live more regularly because I want to be able to connect with women more, you know? And so the minute I committed to doing that, then I got sick. So I'm not going to be, test what? Oh, yeah. The universe is like, yeah, right. You've been scared about life for so long. I have. And there was a time when I couldn't do it alone, but now I can. So I don't know for how long, especially today, because I was explaining to everybody that I may have COVID. I don't know. I haven't taken a test. But you know how we do. We be Googling our symptoms and everything. And I was out in the world. I went to see Jill Scott. And so whenever you go out to a venue with a lot of people, there's stuff in the air, I don't think I got it at the venue though, because Claudine was with me and she said she's not sick. So it may have been the hotel I was staying at. Yeah. Hi, Queen Flea. Haven't seen you around in a while. Thank you for joining the live. Hi, Dee Dee. Thank you for joining the live. Diamond Hands. Thank you for joining the live. Thank you. So, yes, I've committed to a live schedule. And I already was going live on Sundays. It started out at what, 9:30, then it went to 10:30. Now we've named it Sunday brunch. So it's 11 now. That's hilarious. We kept saying, this is the time, this is the time. No, this is the time. But anyways, this but anyway, so if I'm a little out of it, don't worry. I'm good. I plan to be, and that's why, even though I wasn't feeling 100 today, hi, Eno, I decided to still come on and give a brief message that I wanted to share. I had a whole plan of how we were going to do some breath work and meridian tapping and all this stuff. And now it's just like I need to say what I need to say and go lay down. So I hope I can be forgiven for that. But I wanted to say thank you. It's been about 2 years ago. I went to a repass for a lady that I used to work with years ago at Verizon. She passed away, and I went to her repass. And when I was at the repass, it was right after I had published my journal. And I was so excited about it, just the fact that I had published something that I said I was going to do, and I finally had did it. And then she was like, her attitude, and I don't have no animosity towards her, but her attitude was, you still dealing with that? As if there was supposed to come a time that menopause wouldn't be an issue in my life. And I've thought about that because there probably are women who don't experience menopause like me, that don't have tons of symptoms, that they're losing estrogen, but it's not disrupting their life. So, and then they run across somebody like me whose life was completely, upended because of the amount of menopause symptoms that I had over the years. And it's like, what's wrong with you? How come you're still dealing with that? And it just made me think yesterday in my sickness haze of how everyone just experiences this so differently. And I am here for probably a small demographic of women, because even though there's a lot of women experiencing menopause like this, there are some that don't know they're even going through it. That would be my audience. But there are some that are going through it that are not looking at resources from outside. You know what I mean? They're probably doing the same thing I did, looking at my symptoms and wondering what the hell is going on, even if this is a menopause symptom. You know what I mean? Like something's happening. I don't know what it is, but something is happening to my body, right? There could be women out there like that, and they're not investigating. They're just knuckling through life. Right. There's an expectation of us because a lot of us have, just pushed through whenever something like I'm doing today. I should be laying down, drinking fluids and resting, but I'm pushing through this illness because I have a desire to help women transition easier through peri and postmenopause. And I made a commitment to come online. And but I want to just say to women, if you feel like you need to get it together, or you're falling apart, there is a method to what the madness you're going through, because the menopause, I call it a menopause metamorphosis. And at the end of that journey, you're going to be a better woman, somebody that you probably don't even recognize. 10 years ago, I would have never thought I would be a person that had a podcast, a book called My Vagina Still Works, you know, and, be doing these lives. It just wasn't in my scope of things at that time. But I got through and I started researching. And because of, I honestly think that what I'm doing is just healing from a traumatic menopause out loud. You know what I mean? I am healing from my traumatic 10, 15 year, well, this is year 21, and I am healing out loud from that traumatic experience I went through during menopause, perimenopause, and postmenopause. Because I see a lot of people. There's a lady online now celebrating that she's almost to 1 year without her menstrual cycle. And great. That's, if you want to celebrate that, that is great. But don't think that once that cycle stops, whatever's happening to you is going to just end. Yeah, I was taken aback by that. Like, am I supposed to reach some point where everything magically is wonderful? And I'm not saying, I don't want to speak negatively about the menopause transition, because to me, it's a beautiful thing. But I know when you're in the thick of it, it doesn't feel that way. And when you're in the thick of all those symptoms, it feels like, oh my God, what the hell? Can it just stop? Hmm. Yeah. There definitely is. So for me, I guess I decided I'm going to try to help other people transition easier by actually healing out loud. So that's what I do. And I have made a couple of tools available to people who are going through this journey that need help. So I have a menopause wellness journal called But My Vagina Still Works. I'm supposed to be prepared. Here it is. And this is available on the TikTok shop and other methods of purchasing. And so I made that because my thinking was that if I'm going to help people, I need to tell them what I experienced. So it's not just a journal that has blank pages in it, it has stories about my journey and the physical wellness portion. Then there's the emotional wellness portion and social wellness. Social wellness is really important in menopause because you've already said here that being able to talk to other people about what you were going through helped you. So that's a part of social wellness. And I like to try to be the embodiment of what I believe. So since I think social wellness is so important in menopause, I'm facilitating what I call a sacred pause sister circles, and where you can form community with other women. It's in person in the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area, but also virtually online. So you could be at home and join the Zoom on July 19th at 2 p.m. and be a part of a sister circle that of women that are supporting each other through peri and postmenopause. What do you think about that? Yay! Right. What? You didn't get it by now? What's wrong with you? It's a scientific thing happened to you. Okay, you are losing estrogen, and estrogen receptors are everywhere in the body. So naturally, everything is affected. For some people, like I said, other people do not have disruption. They're probably still experiencing symptoms, but they're not symptoms that are disrupting their lives. So they can be those type of people that say, "You still, what's wrong with you?" Because they're like, I don't know what that is. What is brain fog? What is dry bad? Shut it. Right. Well, she might be using a tool. I don't know. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. So, yeah, that's the reason I'm here to help people understand what's happening to their body. And the loss of estrogen, it affects everything, including the system in our body that keeps us in homeostasis, the endocannabinoid system. So everything is affected. And in my journal, I have tons of holistic solutions, including the use of phytoestrogen foods, because phytoestrogen foods mimic the effects of estrogen on the body. So that's why we have the Kitchen Alchemy cookbook, phytoestrogen based recipes to balance chakras and hormones. This is not your average cookbook. So it's specifically made for women in peri and post menopause because you are familiar with phytoestrogen foods. You probably just didn't know that they were something that would help you in your menopause journey. So we put together recipes that help you to use phytoestrogen foods in everyday meals. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that someone is benefiting from a book I wrote. I want to say that anybody that's interested in attending the Sacred Pause Sister Circle on July 19th from 2 to 4 p.m., either virtually through a Zoom link or in person in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, you can go to my link in my bio, or there are several posts that I have made with the QR code to register. But I'll be putting out more information on that as we get closer to the date. And I would love it, even if you can only attend virtually, that's awesome, because what I envision is people making their own sister circles in their area. So this is the way to start that. It's important that you have social wellness in menopause, and that includes connecting with women that are sharing that experience. I know that a lot of women feel like late in life it's hard to make new friends, and that's not a lie. It is true, because you get set in a way. If you haven't made like close women friends earlier in life, it is harder to do that later in life. But we're talking about joining together for a common reason, to help each other through peri and postmenopause with companionship and understanding from other women that are going through the same thing. So we can all come together on that as women, right? Right. And so they always say that people are in your life for a season and a reason. So this season of life, this season where you're transforming into a different woman, is a season that you need other people lifting you up, like being your cheerleader. I wish I would have had a cheerleader when I was when I was in my dark menopause depression. I could have used a cheerleader. I certainly wasn't cheering myself on. All I was doing was asking, like that lady was asking me, what is wrong with you? Why can't you get through this? Right. And we have to stop talking that way about each ourselves. And a way to do that is like you were saying before. Would you talk to your friend like that? Like when I was deep in depression, and the way I was talking to myself in depression, I should be slapping myself. Like, how dare you? But I mean, right. And I hate to sound redundant, but I do have a podcast episode coming about self empathy. You guys. But see, that's the thing. I'm not hard on myself. I know I filmed it in February and it should be edited and out by now, but it isn't. And it will be, though. It will be. That's crazy. I love myself. Anyway, I'm going to get off of this live because I need to get some rest and some fluids in myself so that I can get over this, whatever it is. I'm not willing to say it's COVID yet. So I don't even know if I'm going to test to find out. So we'll see. We'll see what transpires. But I want to thank everyone for joining the live today, on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. And I hope that something that I said today will help you through your day and through your menopause journey. Make sure to subscribe, follow, whatever it is, so that you can stay up to date on the things that a sacred pause will be doing on a regular basis. Because that company is dedicated to helping women transition easier through peri and postmenopause. All right. I think that's it. All right. Y'all have a good day.